Please welcome to the stage the members of Prophets of Rage. Brad Wilk, Tom Morello, Tim Comerford. Let's see who the slackers are. We got, is this B-Reels coming up here?
Yes. It's really him.
Chuck, oh, we get DJ Lord. Oh, DJ freaking Lord. And Mr. Chuck D.
It's a cavalcade of superstars.
I'm a professional. I'm trying to act cool, but I'm not kidding you. I'm like a loser inside, dying right now because like that. We were talking earlier. The history of all our lives, like musically, for this audience, is sitting here. From one way or another, from Cypress Hill to Public Enemy to Rage Against the Machine, Audio Slave, and beyond, it is encapsulated in this lineup right here.
That is very gratifying, and now it's very exciting for us to have this be a new chapter for 2017.
Yes. So what I want to ask you is, Prophets of Rage, if when is this synchronicity with what happened in the last campaign, or was it an accident?
No, there was no accident. It was a direct response. I actually saw a newspaper article that said Donald Trump rages against the machine. I said, oh hell no. You can't have that. That is not what we intended. So, and it was not enough to tweet about, and it was not enough to hashtag about. We had to bring out the big guns and do something about it.
I feel like if you guys didn't form this band, we'd be like knocking on all your doors, being like, just something, anything, right?
The bat signal went up, anyways.
Yeah, I think the timing could be perfect. And I kind of feel like, do we blame Rage Against the Machine? Or was it a self-fulfilling prophecy, the Sleep Now in the Fire video? Or, do you guys know, Sleep Now in the Fire, there's a dude holding a sign saying 45, 2000. I can't even say his name.
Michael Moore directed that video, and he's a bit of a Nostradamus. At the time, it was a joke, but then the joke became real while still being a joke.
So we blame, so we Michael Moore, blame him for everything. I just realized I have your CD in my shirt. This is the album right here in hard form, and the lovely thing about this new Prophets of Rage album, and I was going through the liner notes, which most people just don't do because they get the digital, and yes, I know you can get the booklet, and no one ever does that. I was flipping through, and I saw the beautiful dedication to Chris Cornell in the liner notes. Obviously, the Audio Slave for you guys. And that like stopped me in my tracks. All of a sudden I was like, oh, I can't imagine what it means for you guys. But then I want to go through, so I'm reading stuff, and I see like DJ Lord thanking his mom for letting him wreck her turntables when he was little. How many did you go through?
A lot.
And then Be Real, I saw that you were thanking your wife for letting you go into this new endeavor because although you've done Cypress Hill, there's been messages in all your songs. This is like a target right here, right? So it had to have been a little bit like, oh, think of my family kind of thing, what's happening?
I was born to be in this band. When I did talk to my wife about it, she said, this is something you're just gonna do. You're not really asking me, but I definitely concur. You should do this. And I've been blessed to be with these gentlemen, man. They've been some of my favorite artists in my time as being an artist and a fan. Idol, sitting right over there, Chuck D, who is one of my biggest influences. So to be with these guys right here, I am one of the most blessed people in the world, and as musicians and as people go, these guys are the fucking greatest. So
seriously. I tweeted this, and I have to confess, and I won't take long, promise, but when I was growing up, and I'm like little white girl in Boston, and I didn't have my license, and my friend's brother had to drive us to the mall every time to hang out, because that's what you did. He would play Fear of Black Planet on cassette. But the one song that he was obsessed with was Welcome to the Terror Dome. So he would like, we'd sit in the back seat, and every time it got to that part, he'd be like, "Welcome to the Terror Dome," like yell at us. I'd be like, but
Look where it got you.
I am like, I mean, he looked like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. That's the kind of, that's what he looked like, right? And so I'm sitting there, and I took the cassette for myself, and he made me a copy, of course, in the double thing there. And I just listened to that record, and I felt like this was a weird history lesson I wasn't learning in school for some reason. I wasn't like that in tune with it, but I felt like there was something else happening. So then, years later, here you are. So Mr. Chuck D and DJ Lord from you guys. This is quite a full circle moment for me, from the back seat of that car.
Well, thank you, Kat. For us too, it's a wonderful thing to know that you can attack some bullshit in 2017 with a camaraderie and also with a team that really is concerned about the future of the world. You look at a guy like Trump POTUS, he's not even an issue because he's such a clown of mass distraction. But
clowns are scary.
But you had to look at he's 72. Yeah, clowns are very scary. He's 72. He's not going to be here much longer anyway. So to have
That's what I keep thinking.
to have decisions, to make decisions on the next 40 years, where we have generations that are here and to come, is problematic. It's as a person, we don't give a damn whether he does whatever he does in his life. But as president, I was drifting off one day listening to the television, and I was hearing Trump and his generals, and my old self had a flashback to that USFL football team he owned in New York called the Generals, and then I woke up, I said, wait a minute, this motherfucker got real generals. So this is the state that we're in, and dangerous times call for dangerous songs and a dangerous band, and together when these guys come, they're the best in the world. I'm the weakest of the link, and I'm proud to step up and be part.
Dude.
Yeah, really. I know if I'm the weak link,
By the way,
it's good.
There's
it's
no
good.
weak link in this group. There's not.
I say that.
You're
I
like
say that to say that after 30 years, it gives a target on my wall to shoot for. I'm sitting next to one of the baddest bass players of all time, that you should know. The god of hard drums, Bradley Wilk, and the man that has changed what the guitar could do, Tom Morello. And this turntable is here. He makes the turntable sound like a guitar, and he makes the guitar sound like the turntable. And this guy right here is the shaman. He is the man, the lead MC. So I'm the weakest link and proud to be so, and that's why I say that.
You are a gentleman, Chuck D. You are. I want to direct this to either Brad or Tim, because you guys always seem to be the quietest, even though you're like monsters on your instruments. Because people know what you're about, and you're playing festivals. Like I know you just did Riot Festival. You were out there. Do people show up that kind of don't understand yet what you're doing and get pissed off? Have you encountered any kind of weird vibe in the audience, or does everybody pretty much get it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we are in our best element at festivals so far in this band.
Okay.
There's a lot of people who don't know who we are, and once we're finished, they do.
Right.
And
Well, I just meant someone that was politically minded, that was the opposite of yours, and all of a sudden they're like, fuck you guys.
In general, I gotta be honest with you, people are pissed off at me for one thing or another. That's the truth.
They're still mad about that MTV thing.
There's that along with a lot of other shit.
Okay.
You have backup. You have backup. Hey, look, Tom will tell you, we played, before this album, we played in front of 2.5 million people since last year. A lot of people might have checked us out at the Forum in town.
I was at the Palladium show. The
Right.
Palladium show, anybody? Yeah, that was
The Whiskey. Since then, we played in front of 2.5 million people in 35 countries. And the thing about it, when people say, oh, you guys have a message and a political point of view, we just happen to be woke. And when you go into each one of these territories on the planet Earth, you got to know where you're going and know how the people feel and what they think. And they're all asking a big question. What is going on with the United States of America? So we march across the world as Earthicans to tell everybody stay woke, and we're woke.
Yes, thank you. Now, I drive around with this in my car so I can get my like scream and my all that stuff. Does anybody have a cure for anxiety other than Xanax? Like, because I am
got
like,
it right here in
I
my
have
hand.
I've been-
What?
I would like to thank you for the herbal enhancements that have filtrated through the halls of KROQ.
I didn't want everybody passing out in here, so I didn't.
I opened Studio K to walk out to use the ladies' room, and I was like, what the hell? It was amazing. All right, you guys are playing Ozfest coming up. It's gonna be just black T-shirts everywhere. It's gonna be amazing.
We played a lot of like metal festivals in Europe this summer, and you do interviews backstage, like with the French press, and they're like, so, you know, how do you feel? You're playing with this metal festival. You guys are you guys scared? I'm like, I'm not scared. I'm not the least bit scared. You tell Venom to be scared, because we're gonna.
That's cute. Are you guys scared? That's
There's
cute.
none more metal than us when we want to go there. So we're.
I'm so frightened.
We say Ozfest. That's gonna be just fine. That's just gonna be just fine.
I would like to shout out Mary Morello. Is she
Yeah,
still
my mom's here.
Yeah, Mary.
Mary Morello.
94.
She'll be 94 on October 1st. Yep.
Mary.
Still the most politically radical and popular member of the Morello family.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she could kick anyone's ass in this room.
I guarantee it.
I'm just gonna let you go with one more thing because I know you have a lot of other press to do. But because I know your history, I know, sad. Have you ever written a love song?
We have a whole cachet of those ready for when the revolution is successful. We don't have to write about.
Make sweet love tomorrow.
Every single song we write is a love song, Kat. That's the truth.
I'm just saying, like a real, you know, it's a
Words
weird
exactly
thing,
the
right?
motion.
Like you guys you have a smart freaking rockin' thing, but have you ever tried to write a love song?
Every
There's Audio
single
Slave
song
records
is a
out there.
fucking love song.
Audio
I didn't
Slave.
hear that answer. What?
I didn't hear it either. What?
There's some love in that song. Yeah.
There is some love in that song. I'm just talking, you know,
Look,
making
we just
sweet
don't want
love.
the ladies to go too crazy. You know,
All
with it.
right.
That's the part of the thing.
I have to ask these hard-hitting questions.
But what we would like to say is thank you to all of our fans here in the studio, all of them, like for decades of support of our various bands and for supporting this band so much at a crucial time in our planet's history. The world isn't going to change itself. That is up to you. And this record and this band is our application to be the soundtrack for the resistance. But you are the resistance. So thank you very much. We'll see you in the pit.
Prophets of Rage, everybody, this is your manual for life for the next few years. So feel free to enjoy. You boys, thank you so much. Seriously, this was an
Thank you.
insane treat.
And I would like to say, Unfuck the World is our actual love song.
And thanks to KROQ too, because seriously, from the earliest days of Rage Against, I know you've been supportive of different bands of ours through the ages, but it is quite possible without some of that early support of KROQ that no one ever would have heard of our bands to begin with. So thank you very much.
That's
It's
what
true.
you call
It's true.
synchronicity.
It's true.
You guys came around,
true.
and then it's like right place, and we were coming
true.
up, and it
It's
was
true.
all
It's
kind
true.
of
So we
amazing.
appreciate
So.
And I'd like to say also to echo that, thank you, because it's the first time I ever was invited into a radio station with such adorning love. And at the beginning of this record, no, for real, at the beginning of this record, you know, the guys was like, come on in, and we came, and this was the first radio station.
We
And I was
announced
like,
the band
wow.
existed on
Yeah,
the morning
it was
show.
a great time, and thank you.
That makes me really happy because I would have been so bummed,
Right on.
shocked.
Yeah, you know, salute to Kevin and Bean and Stryker and the whole KROQ family for that matter. Hell yeah.
You have lots of love here, and the fact that we could fit all of this awesome in one room on this one stage is incredible. You guys, Prophets of Rage.
Thank you very much.
At KROQ, HC Radio
Onward.
Soundspace. Thank you. Thank you.